Start of the second half. Brookline's ahead 1-0. Lincoln Sudbury has a kickoff. Zach's in goal. Ethan, Sam, Nate, Mac. They go directly up the middle. 10 to the wing. Avi tries to cut it off. They get into the box, and Nate clears it. Nate's down on the ground though. It's just cleared. Nate looked like it was left leg. He went to stop the ball. Shows leg or ankle. We're 15 seconds into the second half.
All right, Nate!
It's going to be a throw-in for Lincoln Sudbury. And they throw it toward the box. Hits Sam in the head, goes out of bounds. I think it deflected off a Lincoln Sudbury player, 14, so it's going to be a goal kick for Brookline.
Go blue!
It's going to be Nate on the goal kick. We'll see how he's doing. 1 minute into the second half. 1-0 Brookline. Nate hits it to midfield. Mateo got bumped. Avi has it. Avi to the left. Avi, 13, has it for Lincoln Sudbury. He clears it down into the Brookline bench. Throwing for Brookline. And it's going to be Mac taking the throw. Mac down the left side. Bounces in the box. Hits 24. Hits the player. Goes out of bounds. They're pointing a corner. Corner for Brookline. And Sam is coming up. It's going to be Ben Kaplan on the corner. Brookline's got four in the goal mouth. Got Sam, Avi, Jacques, and Mateo. Jacobs on the short side. Sammy on the far post. Near post. It gets headed away. Sam off his head. Goalie picks it up. Goalie clears traffic. With 2:15 in the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline. He punts it over midfield. It's going to bounce. 14's under it. 14 clears it out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline.
Go blue!
Ethan Schaefer is going to take the throw. Ethan Schaefer sends it down the right side. Hits Mateo in the head. Hits Jacques. 21 for Lincoln Sudbury. 17 on the ground. Sammy has it. Sammy clears it to Jacques. 13 clears it out of bounds into the Brookline crowd. Ben Kaplan's got a second ball. Wait, Ethan's going to take it. Ethan Schaefer on the throw. Ethan Schaefer down the wing to Jacob. Hits 21 in the head. Avi shields. It's going to be a corner for Brookline. It's going to be Mateo on the corner. Brookline once again has 1, 2, 3, 4 in the box. Avi, Ben Kaplan, Jacques. There's somebody else near post. It's in. No, it didn't go in. It got to the front. It got to the front. They couldn't put it in. Something hit the post. They're making a run down the right side. Mac knocks him off. Nate slides the ball away. Nate to Sammy. Sammy clears it to Avi. Avi in midfield. Avi back to, I think it was Sammy. 11 has it for Lincoln Sudbury. 11 steps over it. 21 to the wing. In front of the Lincoln Sudbury bench. They clear it. Mac clears it with his left foot. Jacques on his left foot. He's got Ben with him. He sends the wing. Ben, goalie's going to get to it. Edge of the box. Great opportunity for Brookline there. 4:15 into the second half. 1-0 Brookline. It's to midfield. Avi bounces over his head. Bounces past Mac. 10. They call a foul on Sammy. It's a free kick for Lincoln Sudbury right in front of their bench. Avi's tying his shoe. Let's see what happens here. 14's over the ball for Lincoln Sudbury.
No, come back. Yeah.
He steps back. We're 5 minutes into the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline. 14. He chips it way over the goal. Over the net. Into the woods. Zach has 2 balls. So Nate on the goal kick for Brookline. Nate low and to the left. Bounces to Avi over midfield. Avi turns to his left. Gets knocked out of bounds. Throw in for Lincoln Sudbury. They throw down the right. Over Mac's head. That's Nate clears it with his left foot out of bounds. 20, I think it's 28 on the throw. Down the right side. It's headed by 10 down the wing. 11's making a run for it. It's going to go out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. We're 6 minutes into the second half. 1-0 Brookline. It gets headed back toward Mac. Mac to the center of the field to Nate. Nate, 10 was running right at him. Nate clears it with his left foot. Oh, that's another high foot. Ooh. 14. That hit Sam. That's Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan clears it down the right side. Jacques under it. 13. Avi in the middle of the field. Avi back heels to Mateo. Mateo, top of the box. Mateo to the left to Avi. Avi steps over it. Avi hits it off the Lincoln Sudbury player, clears it out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline.
One of my best friend's son.
It's going to be Mac on the throw for Brookline.
My best friend, one of my best friends is his mom.
Mac throws it toward the box, over Jacques' head, gets headed away to the top of the box. 8 on the ground to 14. Sammy's after it. 14 tries to clear it. Sammy to Ethan. Ethan to Sammy. There's a foul. Oh.
It's good. Hey, it's fine.
It seems to be getting more overcast here. It's going to be Nate on the free kick. Nate on the ground to Ethan. It gets cleared out of bounds by 14. Another throw for Brookline. Ethan Schaefer on the throw. Ethan to the corner to Mateo. Mateo on his left foot. Mateo in the corner. Mateo keeps it in. Mateo to Ethan. Ethan to his left to Sam. Sam being chased. Nate has it. Nate steps over it. Nate gets hit by number 10. They both go down. There's a play on. That's Ethan to Mateo. Mateo to Ben Kaplan. It gets clear. It's coming toward us. It's going to stay in. Hits both players. Goes out of bounds. Ethan Schaefer is going to take the throw. Hit both players. Ethan Schaefer down the side is trying to hit Mateo. Mateo on the side. 17 to 14. 14 on the ground to 8. 8 to the wing. There's nobody there. Should let it go. And he lets it go. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. 8:30 into the second half. 1-0 Brookline. Ethan Schaefer down the side. He's tried to find Jacques. Jacques, nope. 17. They call a foul on Jacques for getting under him. 13 is going to take the free kick for Lincoln. Nope, 17 for Lincoln Sudbury. 17 puts it in the middle of the field. Ethan's under it. No, that's Jacob. That's Sammy. Sammy steps over it. Sammy to Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan on the right side. 17's chasing him. Ben Kaplan to the right. He's getting to the corner. He crosses it. Gets cut off in front. Sammy was right in front of the goal. 24 to 14. He's going to go down the wing. He leans into Ethan. Goes to the center to 10. He bumps Jacob off the ball. That's a foul. That's a foul.
What's up with you? Did he get a card? Did he? He needs a card.
It's going to be a free kick for Brookline. Looks like Ethan Schaefer is going to take it. We're Ethan down the right side. It's in the air. hit 17 in the head. That's Jacob off his head. 9 plays it down with his feet. 9 with Jacques on him. Gets around 2 players. They call a bump in midfield. It's going to be a free kick for Lincoln Sudbury. We're 10 minutes into the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline. 14 on the free kick for Lincoln Sudbury. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on the back post. 6 players on the back post. It's going to go over the back. Zach catches it. That was a nice free kick. It goes out to Mateo on the left. Mateo in front of the Lincoln Sudbury bench. He tries to send up the wing, gets cut away. It bounces. Jacob, that's Mateo, clears it to the wing. Jacques in front of the Brookline bench. He gets bumped. It goes down the side. They're going to say it's out of bounds. Quick throw in, and that's Ethan Schaefer heads it out of bounds. It's still at midfield. It's a throw in. They go down the right side. It hits Mac. Mac on his left foot. Mac gets out. Oh, they stepped into him. Mac turns on his left. Tried to hit Jacob. Got cut off. 10 has it off his back. Sammy off of him. 10. 3 players on him. He goes down. Mac comes away with it. Mac down the wing. 28 clears it back. It bounces. There was no call. Goes out of bounds. Should be a goal kick for Brookline. It's getting a little more physical now. Subs are coming in. Brendan and Mackay are coming in for Avi and...
Still yelling at the ref?
Who else came out?
That kid.
I didn't see the second player that came out. Oh, Jacob came out. We're 12 minutes in. They cut it off. 10. It's going to go out of bounds. We're just over 12 minutes left. 12 minutes into the second half. Just under 12 minutes. It's 1-0 Brookline. Mac down the left side. Gets headed by the Lincoln Sudbury player. Jacques has it in front of the bench. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. Jacques throws it in to Mackay.
All right, Mackay.
Mackay down the side. Mackay shields it. Mackay in the corner. It goes out of bounds. And they're saying it's a corner. Corner for Brookline.
Yeah, well, Mackay, way to go! Woo!
Zoom in a little bit here. Brookline has Mackay is in the goal mouth. Sam is in the goal mouth. Mateo is in the goal mouth. Ben Kaplan on the corner. Sammy's up top. Brendan's on the back post. Surprised they're not sending another guy in. Ben Kaplan short. It goes in. Oh! Hit off Mateo. Just missed. 10 heads it away. Nate goes to his left to Mac. Mac clears it with his left foot to Brendan. Brendan in the middle of the field. Brendan sends it back to Ethan Schaefer. Ethan sends it back to Sam. 13 minutes in. Brendan has it in midfield. There's nobody on him. He's got 10 yards of space. Here comes Brendan down the middle of the field. Brendan tried to stutter step. Got taken away. 14, a little too far. Ethan Schaefer down to Mateo. Mateo comes back down the right side. He cuts toward the box. Mateo goes to the back post to Jacques. Goalie catches it. 13:30 into the second half. 1-0 Brookline. Goalie punts it out. It's going to hit Mac in the foot. Goes over 11. He gets held. Mac punts it down the left side. That's Jacques in 13. Jacques comes away with it. Jacques in the corner. He steps over it. And they say it went out of bounds. It's a goal kick.
I'm sorry, I'm bouncing on the thing. Sorry, I can stop.
We're 14 minutes in. Ben Kaplan is coming out. Dimitri's coming in. Mac came out of the game.
All right, Ben.
I didn't see who came in for Mac. Let's look in the back. Okay, Brendan's going to play left back. Mac came out of the game. Nate, Sam, Ethan are in the back. We've got Mateo. Looks like Dimitri's in midfield now. 8 has the ball. 8 on the left gets blocked by Ethan. 4 is going to throw in for Lincoln Sudbury. 4 throws it toward the center to 2. 2 on the wing.
Get him, Ethan.
Ethan's going to shield. He clears it with his foot. 2, that's Jacob off his head. Jacob on his leg. He gets kicked. Jacob got kicked, no call. Jacob down the right side. Jacob to the right. Jacob sends Dimitri to the right. He gets slide. It hits Dimitri. Goes out. Hits the corner flag. It's still in. Now it goes out of bounds. It's a throw-in for Lincoln Sudbury. They throw it short to 24. 24 hits it down the wing, over his head, out of bounds.
Here we go. Here we go.
We're 15 minutes into the second half. 1-0 Brookline. Ethan Schaefer on the throw. Ethan to Mateo, gets cut off by 21. That's Jacob in the air. Jacob to Mateo. Mateo crosses. Back post. Mackay gets headed away. That's Brendan after the ball. Brendan cuts it off. He goes down. It goes out of bounds. Brendan stepped up from left back. Throw-in for Lincoln Sudbury in their end. 15:30 into the second half. 1-0 Brookline. That's Mackay to Jacques. Jacques around the defender. Jacques to his left. Jacques still has it. 13 clears it out of bounds. They call a foul on Jacques. It's going to be a free kick for Lincoln Sudbury in the corner. Goalie's going to take it. We're 16 minutes into the second half. 1-0 Brookline. Goalie punts it to midfield. 21 off his head. It's high in the air. That's Mackay. 11 clears it to Nate. Nate, he gets run into by 20. That's 20 on the right side. 20 back heels it. Brendan clears it with his left foot. Gets cleared back in. That's Jacob. Jacob steps over it. Sends it back to Nate. Nate to the left side, out of bounds. Over the bench. The quick throw in. 15 has it to the wing. Brendan clears it. To midfield. Jacques on it. 13 to the right. 13 with Mackay. And it goes out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. Right in front of the Lincoln Sudbury bench. Brendan on the throw. Oh, it goes down the wing. Jacques has the ball.
Go
Jacques gets cleared out of bounds. It's going to be another throw for Brookline. Brendan's going to take the throw. We are 17 minutes into the second half. No, Jacques going to take the throw.
All right, Jacques.
Jacques into the box. Here comes the goalie. Catches it. Goalie comes out to the right. He's looking for help. Goalie punts it with his right foot. Over midfield. Nate had gone down for some reason. 2 sends it back to 4. 4 on the ground. Ethan Schaefer clears it. Only the refs on this side of the field. Here comes Dimitri. Dimitri on 24. He goes to the right. He goes to the left. 24 down the side. Gets cut off by Jacob. Jacob steps over it. Jacob. He's got Ethan with him. He's got Ethan behind him. He's got Sam. Sam to Nate. Nate's got some space. Brendan's on the other side. Nate steps up. It gets taken away. It goes down the middle. Here comes Brendan. Brendan cuts it off. 8 has it for Lincoln Sudbury. 8 down to their right. Goes in. Brendan hits it with his foot. They shoot it. It goes out of bounds. Subs are coming in. Mac is coming in the game. And Mateo is coming out. They're going to move Brendan back to midfield. Mac's going to play left back. 8:30. Wait. 18:30 into the second half. 1-0 Brookline. Goes over midfield. Hits 13 in the head. Brendan has it on his feet. Brendan to Dimitri. Dimitri at number 4. 4 hits it out of bounds. Throwing for Brookline. Dimitri throws it to Brendan. Hits 17 in the head. 8 on his, like his arm, but Mac to the side to Mackay. Mackay turns. Mackay gets taken away. Brendan cuts it back. It's right in midfield. Hits Brendan. Brendan to Jacob. Jacob to Mac. Mac to the right side. There's toward Dimitri. That's Jacob on his feet. Jacob turns. He's got Ethan with him. Ethan sends it back. There's 2 on. Sam has it. 14's chasing him. Sam sends it down the right side to Dimitri. 4 kicks it away. 17 off his body. To 2 in the center circle. 2. Mackay comes back. Mac cuts it off. Goes toward the right sideline. Mac. And it hits into the Brookline bench. Lincoln Sudbury down the right side. Mac turns on it. It gets slide tackle away. 14. They go down the wing. That's 10. Sam clears it into the Lincoln bench. 20-10 left in the second half. 1-0 Brookline. Throw in for Lincoln Sudbury. Mac off his head. That's Sammy. Sammy clears it off the side of his foot. Dimitri steps over it. He gets held by 4. 4 clears it with his left foot. It's going to go out of bounds.
Blue, way to go.
Throw in for Brookline. Ethan Schaefer. 19:50 left in the second half. Ethan throws it down the right side. Dimitri hits him in the leg. Dimitri still has it. Dimitri back heels it away. 13 clears it. Sam off his head. 14 comes in. Nate's trying to cut him off. Nate's got to cut an angle. Nate drove him off his angle. 14. Ethan takes it away. Ethan to the right. Ethan clears it. 17 keeps it in. Brendan's after it. 17. That's Jacob clears it. Mackay's making a run for it. 28. Mackay gets to the ball. Goes out of bounds. What a run. It's going to be a throw-in for Lincoln Sudbury. 19 minutes left in the second half. 1-0 Brookline. Subs for Lincoln Sudbury. And they throw it down the right side. It spins backwards. It bounces. That was Sammy off his head. Brendan, around number 2 in midfield. He tries to send Mackay. Gets cut off by 13. 13 steps over. Gets by Mackay in the center circle. He tries to get by Jacob. Sends to 2 on the left. 2 with Ethan. He pushes him. 14's going to get to it. Players go down. 14 has it. He sends it to the middle to 2. 2 to the middle of the field to 15. 15 to the right. 16. Wait. That's 18. Who has the ball? Mac's defending. Play goes down. Goes off Mac out of bounds. Throwing for Lincoln Sudbury. 18 minutes left in the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline.
Come on, Blue.
And he throws it toward the top of the box. It gets headed out of bounds. It should be a goal kick for Brookline. Lincoln Sudbury player headed it, but wide of the goal. Sub is coming in for Lincoln Sudbury. 24 is coming out. 25 is coming in. Jacques just came in the game. Okay, that's Nate to midfield over Brendan. That's Jacob on the ball. Jacob to the right. He's got room on his right. Jacob.
Go, Jacob.
Player on his back. Jacob to the right. He steps over it. Jacob steps over the ball. Jacob gets around him to the left. Jacob to the top to Brendan. Brendan turns. He sees Sammy. Sammy on the right side. Sammy with 15 on him. He goes to Mackay. Mackay gets blocked out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. Ethan Schaefer on the throw. Let's see what he's looking for here. He throws it toward the box. 13's going to get to it. He chips it out. That's Jacob on the ground. It went past Dimitri in the box. 2 clears it.
Nice.
Ethan Schaefer clears it back in the box. 15 in the middle of the field. Brendan's going to get to it. Brendan in the center circle. Brendan steps over it. Brendan to the side to Mac. Mac. He goes to Sammy. Sammy on the wing to... He tried to find Jacques. Brendan stepped up. It's headed over. Mac to the side to Jacques. Sammy has it. Sammy's got space. Sammy to the right. Sammy steps over it. That's Jacob with it. Jacob steps over it to Brendan. Brendan's got Ethan on the right. He sends it to Ethan. Ethan gets around 14. 15 takes it away. And there's a foul. There's 15:50 left in the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline. 14 on the free kick. They got 6 people, 7 people in the back. He chips it toward the center of the box, actually, and it gets headed toward the front. Player turns in front of the goal. Nate, 4. It gets cleared. 14. 14 shoots it, and it goes just wide. Subs are coming into the game. Mateo is coming in. I think he's coming in for Brendan. We're at the 15-minute mark. 15 minutes left in the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline. It's going to be Nate on the goal kick. Nate to the left. It hits the Lincoln Sudbury player. 24 down the wing. He goes down the side. Sam's going to try to cut him off. 14's on the back post. It goes out of bounds. They're saying it's a corner for Lincoln Sudbury.
Oh, God.
Number 4 is going to take the corner. They got him marked 14. Mac is on the far post. 24 is going.
You got it, Blue.
Come Brookline, get it out.
It's drifted and top. 10 hits it.
All right, Sam.
That's Jacob that cleared it. Jacob cleared it on his head. Dimitri's making a run at 28. 28 down the right side to 24. 24 clears it in front, and Zach catches it. 14 minutes left in the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline. Zach's clearing out traffic.
Way to go, keeper.
Zach boots it over midfield and hits 13 in the head. 28 clears it into the bench. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Mac. Avi's coming in. Avi and Jacques are coming in for Mackay and Dimitri. 13:30 left in the second half. That's Mac down the left side to Mateo. Mateo kicks it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Lincoln Sudbury. Right in front of the Brookline bench. And he throws it down the right side. And it Nate off his head. And that's cleared by Jacob. That's 26. That's Ben. 4 off his head. 4. They got to cut off 14 here. They call a foul on Sam. It's a free kick for. It's a free kick for Lincoln Sudbury. Zach is calling out 4 on the wall. It's Ethan Schaefer. It's 5 on the wall. No, it's 4 on the wall. It's Jacob, Sammy. It's 5 on the wall. Jacob, Sammy, Ben Kaplan, Avi, Mateo on the wall. It's either 14 or 4 on the free kick for Lincoln Sudbury.
I don't know why they're so far out.
And he steps over it. 14, hits it low into the wall. Avi clears it up the field. 26 is going to come back for it. 26 with Sammy on him. Goes down the wing, 4 off his head. Ethan Schaefer looks up. Ethan Schaefer clears it toward us. Goes out of bounds. 4 on the throw. 4 on the wing, back to 4. Gets cleared away by Ben Kaplan. And it goes out of bounds off the Lincoln Sudbury player. 11:40 left in the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline. That's Ethan down the right.
Chuck, come in. You're not going to get up there.
They're gonna move his throw back. The ref said he's gonna stop the clock for this. So running time's 11:20 on the clock, but there'll be added time. Ethan Schaefer down the right side. He's trying to find Ben. It bounces over midfield. 26-13 on the ground. Mateo to Jacques. It's coming into the box. 13 clears it. Past Avi. 11's going to get to it for Lincoln Sudbury. 10 has it on the wing. 14 is on the back post. 10 gets into the corner. 10 tries to get to the corner. He falls. Avi comes away with it. Avi sends it down the left side. They send it back to the middle. That's Sammy that clears it. 13 steps up. Mateo out of bounds. 10:30 left in the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline.
Come on, Blue! Need another, need another.
I noticed my neck.
Throw down the right side. Hits Jacob in the head. Hits Mateo in the head. Avi brings it down with his feet. Avi chips it out with his left foot. 28 has it. He sends it to his left to 4, to 11, to 14. 14 in. Ben Kaplan clears it. 21 has it for Lincoln Sudbury. In the wing to 4. 4 clears it into Sam. Sam off his head. It's going to go out of bounds.
Pressure, Brookline.
It's going to be a throw-in for Lincoln Sudbury. 14 is going to take the throw. And he's going to leave the ball. We're under 10 minutes. 9:45 on the clock. Throw-in for Lincoln Sudbury. They trail 1-0. And he throws it into the box. It gets headed away by Mac. Ben Kaplan gets blocked by 11. Ben Kaplan again clears it up the field. 26 clears it in. 21 sends it back to 13. Avi's chasing him to the right. That's Jacques on that side. 13. They save it on the Brookline bench. That's Jacques on the ball. Jacques sends the wing. Gets cut out of bounds. Sub is coming in. Dimitri is coming in for Jacques. 9 minutes left in the second half. On the clock anyway. It's 1-0 Brookline. That's Mac down the side to Dimitri. Dimitri, 13, clears it off Dimitri out of bounds. 13 throws it in. And they headed toward the bench. Mac off his foot into the Brookline bench. 24 on the throw. 24 back to the middle to 9. 9 in the middle of the field. Ben Kaplan takes it away. Ben in the middle of the field. Ben to his right. He spins 4 around. Ben takes his time. Ben steps over it. Ben sends it to Jacob. Jacob down the right side to Ben Kaplan. Ben, he's got Ethan with him. Ben to Ethan. 14's going to come. Sends it back to Sam. Sam to Ethan. Ethan to his left. Ethan sends the wing. There's nobody there. Dimitri's after it. It gets cleared, and they save it. Mateo cuts in. 4 clears it to the middle of the field. That's 24 on the right side. He pushes it toward the sideline. It's gonna. He saves it in bounds. He's going to the corner. He sends it in front. It gets cut off by Nate. It's going to be a corner. Nate didn't know that Zach was right behind him. He was going to pick up the ball.
What happened?
It's a corner. Lincoln Sudbury sending 9 guys into the box. There's 1 defender in the center circle and the goalie. It goes to the short post. It gets headed away by Mateo. 4 has it to the wing. It's going to go out of bounds. Brendan is going to come in. Brendan is coming in for, it looks like Ben Kaplan. 7:15 left in the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline. Mac on the throw. Mac down the left side. Bounces over Avi. They say it went out of bounds.
And they once scored when that happened, when they drafted and coordinated.
I think there's a timeout for Lincoln Sudbury. The clock is still running. It's a 6:50, but there's a timeout on the field. It's 1-0 Brookline.
And they both, and they didn't.
Oh yeah, I you know what? I was tying my shoes. It was at Skyline. I went to tie my shoes. I went up and I heard about it. I didn't actually see it.
But I'm glad that didn't go in because that looked like the same thing happened.
Yeah.
So we'll look at the bench here.
On the corner of the floor.
Right before it.
Yeah.
It looked like there was.
Zach wanted to let it through and
Oh, they reset the clock to 7:50. 7:50 left in the second half. See how close that is.
He met people down there. Oh, I see.
You can hear the cheering for both teams here. 7:50 in the second half. We'll reset the lineup when we come back out. Okay, we break the huddle. Zach is in goal. The back line is Ethan, Nate, Sam, and Mac. Midfield's Mateo, Jacob, and Sammy. Jacques up top, and Avi and Brendan on the wings. They throw toward the top of the box. Mac off his head. Jacob off his head. Goes into the Lincoln Sudbury bench. Clock is not running. They throw. It's off the side of his hand. It gets headed away by Sam. 15 hits it. It's going to be wide. Into the netting. It's 7:30. 7:30 on the clock. 1-0 Brookline. Nate's going to take the goal kick. Nate, load past midfield, 28 on the ground, hits Mateo. Brendan has it. Brendan stops. Brendan down the wing to Mateo, under control. He gets tripped. That's a foul. Come on, Mateo.
All right, Brendan.
7 minutes left in the second half on the clock. It's either Mateo or Ethan on the free kick. Ethan on the free kick. Ethan down the side to Jacques. Jacques to the corner. 13 Shields. He hits it, goes out of bounds. They're calling a foul on Jacques. It's going to be a free kick for Lincoln Sudbury. Brendan's going to get to it. Brendan to Jacques. Gets cut off by 4. 9 has it for Lincoln Sudbury. He goes to the side. Avi stepped in. Max stepped up. 11 hits it into the bench. Throw in for Brookline. 6:20 left in the second half. Mac down the left side. Hits the defender. Goes out of bounds. They're saying it's a throw in for Lincoln Sudbury. It looked like he hit. They're going to talk about it. The two refs are going to confer. Yeah, it's Brookline ball.
Yeah, Brookline!
The second ref had a better view of it, so. Mac on the throw. 5:50 on the clock. That's Avi cut it off. It's going out of bounds. It's going to be another throw in for Brookline, just inside of midfield, in front of the Brookline bench. Mac down the side, over Jacques. 28 clears it to the side, goes to the middle field. Brendan's going to get to it. Brendan turns. Brendan on the side to Mateo. Mateo to Brendan. Brendan steps over it. Brendan still has it. Brendan sends it to Mateo. Brendan still has it. Brendan falls. They call a foul. Brendan holds the ball. There's going to be 5 minutes left on the clock. They take a quick free kick. Mateo into the corner to Avi. Avi goes down, and I guess it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in for Lincoln Sudbury, right at the corner flag. They throw it down the right. It gets headed away. 21 for Lincoln Sudbury in the air. Sam clears it back in. Past the goalie. Here comes Jacques. Goalie gets it. There's 4:30 left in the second half. It bounces in midfield. That's Jacob. Jacob to the wing.
Go, Jacques.
Can Jacques get to it? 13's after it. 13 steps over it. Hits Jacques with the ball. 13's going to throw. 13 down the side. Mateo saves it. Mateo in front of the Brookline bench. Mateo turns. Mateo.
All right, Mateo.
He loses it. They go to the other side to 4. Brendan's chasing him. It goes down the side to 14. Ethan's after it. That's Sam. Hits 14. It's high in the air. It gets headed by number 10. It goes down. He's in the box. It's in front. He shoots with his left foot, but it's going to go wide. Sub is coming in for Lincoln Sudbury. There's 3:40 left on the clock. Crowd for both teams are chanting here.
Go blue!
It's 1-0 Brookline. Nate on the goal kick. Nate low to midfield. Brendan off his foot to Mateo. Mateo to the side. Brendan's chasing it. Jacques and 26 hits it out of bounds. And there's a sub coming in. McKay is coming in the game. He's coming in for Brendan, it looks like.
All right, Brendan!
Clock is running. 3 minutes left in the game. Jacques on the throw. He's got Mateo going into the corner. Mateo has it in the corner. He turns. He shields with his left. Mateo goes back to the corner. Mateo sends it in front to McKay. McKay on the end line. He chips it in front. Goalie saves it. 2:40 left. Goalie punts it over midfield.
Oh, come on.
That's Nate on his left foot. Nate spins it ahead. That's Jacques. Jacques shields it. It goes out of bounds. It's a throw-in for 13 in Lincoln Sudbury. They've used their timeout. 2:20 left on the clock. They go down the right side. 1-0 Brookline. Avi off his back. That's Sammy that stepped up. Mac clears it with his left foot high in the air over the Brookline bench.
Come on, Brookline!
Throwing for Lincoln Sudbury in front of the Brookline bench. They throw down the wing. It gets headed up the wing. That's Sam heads it. That was Jacob who biked it out. It goes out of bounds. It's a throw-in for Brookline. We're under 2 minutes left in the second half. It's 1-0 Brookline. It's Mac on the throw. Mac down the left side. That's Jacques. Jacques comes out with it. McKay stops it. They chip it to midfield. Sam off his head. McKay off his head to Sammy. He's got one player on him, 15. Sammy, it deflects, no foul. Jacques has it in the corner. Jacques in the corner. He's got Mateo with him. Mateo to Sammy. Sammy crosses it. There's nobody there. We're under 2 minutes. McKay's after it. They put it to the middle of the field. It's to the middle. 14 is over his feet. Mateo can't clear it. Mateo's after it. 17. 17 to the wing to 4. Ethan cuts him off. That's Sammy clears it. Sammy up the field. That's Jacques. Jacques in the box. Jacques, 13 has it. They go back to the side. They clear it up the side. Sammy gets hit. That's a foul.
Sammy's mom.
Step up, step up. We're under 2 minutes left. Nate to the corner. 13 off its head to the center. McKay's after it. 4 clears it. They call a foul. It's a free kick for Lincoln Sudbury. Under 2 minutes left. They're resetting the ball. Goalie's going to take it. Goalie's going to take it. Everyone's coming up the field. This could be it. Goalie punts it toward the middle of the field. That's 10 off his head. That's Avi off his head. And that's the game! Brookline wins 1-0 and they advance. Brookline advances to the semifinals. 1-0 Brookline. They mob Zach in the goal. Collective cheer from the crowd. Brookline moves on to the next round. They move to the semifinals on Wednesday. What a game.
All right. They played great.
What a game for Brookline.